Hello everyone, in this video I am going to, actually I'm going to be two videos, talking about the principles of engineering inside of PLTW activity 1.2.2 parametric modeling, but we're going to be setting this up for Fusion 360. What we're going to be doing in the first video, this is eventually what we're going to be getting to, but what we're going to be doing in the first video is setting this chart up. In the second video I will go through how to actually model these and put them together. So let's go ahead and start with this. What I'm going to tell you is the way I plan to set mine up is I can't use like W as a parametric name. So I'll actually be writing out length, width, height on some of these. NS I can use, THK I can use. But I'm going to be building my nominals first. So my length, my width, my height, my notch size, and my thickness, because all of those are the basis for what all the rest of these work with. And I'll be bouncing around between the windows so I can see what I'm trying to work on. So let's go ahead and jump into Fusion. Here we go. So I'm in a new document in Fusion. Rule number one of Fusion. I'm going to check my document settings first. Yep, inches, I'm good. Rule number one of Fusion is to create a component, name it. This one's going to be my bottom. Actually, how about shoebox bottom? I like that. More descriptive. Let's enter, and I'm going to save my file. This is going to be PLTW PoE 1.2.2 parametric modeling. All right, like that. All right, so let's go ahead and set up our table. So I'm going to come under Modify tab, and I'm going to go to Change Parameters. And we're going to go ahead and create some user parameters. The way you do that is you hit the little plus sign here, and it opens up this little window, and it gives me, I can set a name, units, expression, comments. Oops. So the first one is length, which is 18 inches. So length, 18. This is the length. Length, 18 inches. Very good. Next, I have my width is 10 inches. So another plus here. Width, 10, and this is it's in inches. That's my units. I'll just type width. Okay. Next is my height at 5 inches. Height is 5, units is inches. HT. There we go. Next is my notch size. I'm going to use this NS for that, and it's 1 inch. So new one, NS, inches, 1, notch size. Okay. And I have my thickness is a 1/2 inch. Yeah. DHK. And the expression is 0.5. It's in inches. Now, all these ones that are hard-coded in here, a lot of times I like to put them up in favorites because they may be the things that really change around if I need to change stuff like this box. So I'm going to go ahead and star all those. They're my favorites. And now I can go through with my rest of my user parameters. I'll get the plus sign here. The first one that I have appears as num_L, and it's the number of notches in the length direction. So the num_L, the num_W, and the num_H, I do not need to put any type of inches or anything to that because we're looking for a number. So I'll show you how to do that in a second here. And then we have this end spacing height direction, end spacing width direction, and end spacing length direction. These will need the inches because it is a length. All this one is up here, that was a number. So let's create num_L. num underscore L. My units here, I'm going to change that to no units. My expression is L divided by S, or NS, and all of that divided by 2. So the way I'm going to put that one in here, I'm going to do an open parentheses, length divided by NS divided by close parentheses divided by 2. And the comment said number of notches in the length direction. Number of notches in length direction. So, okay. All right. My next one is my num W, num underscore W. Again, this is going to be no units. My expression is W, or the width, divided by NS divided by 2. I'm going to do width divided by NS divided by 2. Capitalization does matter, so sometimes when this thing starts to be typed out, then what I tend to do is hit enter so I can use exactly what's showing up. This is the number of notches in the width direction. There we go. All right. Next one is num h, and it's height divided by ns divided by 2. Num underscore h, this is no units, and this is going to be height divided by ns, close parentheses, divided by 2. And this is the number of notches in the height direction. There we go. All right. My next one is these end spacings in the length direction. So I have L end, new, there we go, L underscore end. Leave that in inches. This one's going to be a little more complicated. What I like to do is go ahead and put everything in the top first inside of parentheses, and then I can divide it by 2. So I'm going to do an open parentheses L minus, or my length minus open parentheses num L plus num L minus 1, close parentheses again, times NS, close parentheses divided by 2. So here we go. Oops. Open parentheses. The length is minus, open parentheses, num L, num underscore L, plus, open parentheses, num underscore L, and it's 1, close parentheses again, times NS, close parentheses. Notice that the multiplication is the asterisk that's over top of the 8, by the way, so shift 8. And all that divided by 2. And this is the end spacing length direction. End spacing length direction. So that's my L end. Let's create a new one. This next one is my W end. And do that in inches. This is my width minus the num width plus num width minus 1 times ns divided by 2. So here we go. Open parentheses, width. That's going to be minus, open parentheses, num w plus, open parentheses, num w minus 1, close parentheses, times ns, close parentheses, divided by 2. This is the number, or sorry, end spacing in the width. Right. And then finally, I have the H end, H underscore end, inches, open parentheses, height, so HEIGHT minus num H plus, so num minus, open parentheses, num H plus, open parentheses, num H S1, close parentheses, times NS, close parentheses, divided by 2. This is the end spacing in the height. And there we go. Notice as I was typing them out, they were all the equations or expressions were red until I put something in that worked. And then they turned black, and I was good to go. And in my favorites, again, I have all these here. So if I can change something here, it will affect all of these down here. So I'm good to go. My user parameters are set up. I am ready to start designing. So I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to actually save it first since everything's in there. I'm going to give myself a version description. User parameters are entered. All right, and say OK. There we go. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, you can go to the next video on go ahead and sketching. Have a good one.